Hey there, welcome to Module 4, Lesson 1. And in this lesson, I'm going to be talking to you about social media and helping you to find your social home. So let's start out by saying the reason I'm talking about your social home is because I don't want you to be focusing on every social media channel. And here's why. So as a long-term strategy, yes, of course, it makes sense, it's logical that the more channels you're in, the more channels you're involved with, the more reach that you have and the more people you have the opportunity to attract to your blog. However, when you're just starting out, it just doesn't work like that. It takes time to build a social media following. It takes time to find your ideal clients and to understand what it is that they want, what content they love, and to build that sense of community. And if you're trying to do all of that on 4, 5, 6 different social media channels all at once, you're just not going to be able to do it. And what will happen is you'll just get frustrated, you'll feel completely overwhelmed by the amount that you have to do. And you won't see any growth. You won't see that momentum that gives you the encouragement, that gives you the confidence to keep going. So, what I want you to do is to focus on just 2 channels. First of all, you need to focus on Facebook. Facebook is so big, it is so huge. I forget the figure, but however many billion users, you can't afford to not have a presence on Facebook. So make sure that you are focusing on Facebook, and we'll have a look at a few strategies in a moment. And then pick a second channel. And then that second channel will be a place where you feel comfortable, where perhaps you already have some engagement, you already have a decent following. And of course, importantly, where your ideal clients, your ideal readers are also active and engaged on that channel. So for example, if you have a food blog or some kind of visual blog like beauty, like travel, you might want to go for one of the more visual social media channels such as Pinterest or Instagram. So let's talk about Facebook. First of all, you need to have a business page. So a page specifically for your blog, your business. So if you don't already have that, then that should be your number one priority, to get that page set up. That page will be key when it comes to growing your Facebook following, when at some point if you decide to do Facebook ads, then your page will be key in that too. So get that page set up. Number 2, once you've got your page set up, make sure that you have linked it to your personal profile. So many people don't do this. In fact, I didn't do this for an awfully long time, and I kick myself about it. The reason it's so important is that if you one of the kind of strategies for kind of growing your reach and growing your credibility is to be active in things like Facebook groups, where you can go and answer questions, you can engage in conversations, and you can chat to your ideal clients. Now, if you're doing that, then the chances are at least some of those people are going to want to check you out, and so they will go back to your personal profile to see who you are and what you're all about. And if you haven't linked to your business page, they won't be able to find it. They won't be able to see what your business is. If you've linked to it, they can easily go to your personal profile and then click through to your business page, to your blog page, and follow you there, and immediately start to kind of deepen that relationship with you. So make it easy for them and make sure that you have linked those up. Now, once you've got your page up and running, or perhaps you've already got your page up and running, make sure that you've got a lovely smiling photo of you in your profile picture, and also make sure that you're making use of that cover photo as well. So you can create something really lovely using your branding, your brand colours, whatever it may be, using Canva, which I showed you in last week's module, module 3. Create yourself a lovely Facebook page cover. You can also use that cover to promote something else that you want people to look at. So for example, if you have a Facebook group, you could use your cover to encourage people to go and check out your group. In fact, that's what I do on my own business page. Go and check it out, and you'll see that on my Facebook page cover, I encourage people to join Business Class, my Facebook group, and it works well. So go and see what you can use your cover for, make the most of that space. Now, once you've got your page set up, of course you want to actually post it in it, and start to be active and visible in that page. So I would recommend at least posting once a day, and you can mix up the content that you're creating. So for example, every time you've created a new blog post, you'll want to go and share that on your page. But also you might want to share other related blog posts from other people. That's a great thing to do. It's kind of sharing the love. By sharing it, they may then in turn share something of yours, or they may come and comment on it, or they may send people to your page. So it all helps. Ask questions, get people involved. So this is another engagement technique. It's not all about you, so don't just be sort of pushing your content. Ask questions, ask for people's opinions, and very importantly, do Facebook Lives. Now, if you're kind of cringing at the very thought of this, I really want to encourage you to give it a go. Video is huge right now, and Facebook Live especially is being pushed by Facebook because they want more people to use it. So by doing a Facebook Live, you get more reach. Facebook will show that to more people than they would a normal post. Also, people click on it more. People are more interested in watching videos. So you'll get so much more traction with a Facebook Live on your Facebook page than just a plain post. So I do encourage you to give it a go and see what happens. It feels awkward at first, but the more you do it, the easier it is. I'm an introvert, and I can tell you I was terrified the first time I did a Facebook Live, and now I do at least one every week, and I don't even think twice about it. So do go and give it a go. If you want to, feel free to come and try it first in the Blogging Class Facebook group. It's a small group, it's a safe space, so come and give it a go in there first, and give it a try, and then you can build your confidence and then go and try it on your page. But I really, really encourage you to give it a try, because it will be such a powerful tool for your blog and your business. And then of course, once you've kind of put your content out there and you're posting regularly on your page, you'll start to see gradually, getting those likes and those comments and things. Make sure that you then engage, you go back and you reply to comments and you thank people, and you're there and you're active and you're talking to people, so that they don't feel that like you're just sort of link dropping and then running, that you're present. They want you to be present there, and active. So your page is absolutely key. That's going to be the kind of core of your Facebook activity and growth. I also encourage you to consider a Facebook group. As you know, I have one and I love it. I think it's a fantastic way to really get that sense of community. You immediately set yourself up as a leader, and as an expert in your field, and as someone who is credible. And that kind of feeling of community, it really is completely different vibe to your Facebook page. So it's a different tool, because of course I would suggest creating a private group, because people tend to share more when they know that it isn't going to be kind of publicly visible, and people feel like it's a safer space. So I would set up a private group, which does mean that of course people outside that group won't be able to see the content that you're creating, so it has a limited reach. However, of course you can keep trying to grow the group, but it does really give you that kind of hub, that community place where people can go, and where you can kind of send people for that community building and that engagement. So really do think about it. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But personally, I found it really powerful, and really good fun as well. So let's talk about Instagram. If you decide to use Instagram as your second channel, one of the key things that you have to decide is what your style is going to be. So rather than just kind of posting haphazardly, try and think in advance of how you want that overall appearance to look. How are you going to weave in your brand? So have a look at other people's accounts, and you'll see that some are kind of really sort of carefully mapped out, and they have kind of a specific pattern and colours, and everything is kind of really sort of symmetrical and clearly planned out. So you might want to go that way. Others are more kind of hit and miss and a bit more sporadic, and that's fine too, but do think about it and think about how that speaks your brand. What is your brand, and what is going to most visualize that on your Instagram account? So give it careful thought, rather than just kind of posting willy-nilly. Think about what you want to post, how you want to post, what colours you want to include, and so on, before you kind of dive straight in. One thing I will also say about Instagram: don't be discouraged by the follow unfollow tactic, which seems to be rife in Instagram at the moment. People are doing it all over the place. So they'll follow you, and then a day or so later they'll unfollow you, and this is a tactic by them to get your attention and to get you to follow them. So it can feel really discouraging if you're kind of closely following the number of followers you're getting. That's a lot of follows there. It can be really discouraging because you see one day perhaps you've got 50 new followers, and then the next day it's dropped by 30. Just expect that, and remember that those people are not your ideal clients, so you don't want those people following you anyway. The people you want are the people who are going to engage with your business, who are going to love your content, and who ultimately are going to buy from you if you are turning your blog into a business. So don't be discouraged when you see those kind of tactics happening, and don't be tempted to do them yourself. Because all it does is it brings the wrong kind of people to your account, and actually Instagram are starting to kind of really clamp down on that kind of tactic, so you could also end up being penalised for it. Now, hashtags. So I would encourage you, and this changes because Instagram are kind of constantly changing their algorithm, but as things are at the moment, I would encourage you to make use of all 30 hashtags. So you are allowed to use up to 30 hashtags with each Instagram post, and this is a great way to attract new people to your account. So I would definitely encourage you to use all 30 and do a bit of research as to which 30 you're going to use. You can mix it up at each post. I tend to have a kind of 2 or 3 different lists of 30 hashtags, and I kind of alternate between them. But so do what works for you, but find out what your ideal readers are using, what hashtags are they likely to be searching for, what hashtags are they using themselves, and start to just have a play, have a bit of an experiment and see which ones work best for you. Now when I add my hashtags, I add them in the first comment. I put 5 dots, one after the other on a line, so dot, new line, dot, new line, dot, new line, 5 times, and then I list all my hashtags out. And the reason for that is it just looks a bit better because you can't then see all those hashtags when someone looks at the post. So have a play with that as well. That's the way I do it. I prefer it than just seeing all those hashtags there in your face when you're kind of scrolling through the posts. So if you do choose to go with Instagram as your channel, then I would encourage you to try and post at least once a day, if not more. You can get away with posting 2 or 3 times a day on Instagram. So spend some time creating some quality posts, but also spend some time, even if it's just 5-10 minutes a day, going and engaging with other people, going through and liking people's pictures, but not just liking, going and leaving a valuable comment. Not just a hey or love this or all those kind of really generic comments that you see everywhere. That's not going to mean anything or really get anyone's attention. Going in and liking the pictures of the people who you want to connect with, and leaving a thought out valuable comment in their feed. That is the way you start building relationships. That's the way you start to get that engagement going, and you start to get people coming back and looking at your own account. Now for Instagram, I really recommend a service called Linktree, and I'll leave the link below this video. It's what I use, and it's a great way to be able to connect particular links to each of your posts. So as you know, you can't leave links in your posts. So most people will have like a link in their bio to whatever it is they're promoting at the moment, and that works too. But what Linktree allows you to do is you leave your link to Linktree in your bio, and then for each post you can say on Linktree what link it is that you want to people to go to. So I have kind of various freebies that I'm promoting, like a couple of blog posts and so on. So go check out Linktree. Feel free to go and check out my Instagram account so you can see what I mean. You'll see the Linktree link in my bio. My account's just Colette Broomhead, so you should be able to find it nice and easily. But yeah, I really recommend that. That's a great tool. And then lastly, for Instagram, I love Instagram stories. So this is where you can kind of shoot your quick video or quick post. It's like Instagram's equivalent of Snapchat, basically. And I think it's a fantastic way to give people a little bit of kind of behind the scenes, more personal type information. So I use it reasonably regularly, just shooting a bit of stuff as I'm kind of going around my day, a bit more of my family, my home life and so on, just so people can kind of see a little bit behind the scenes, and it helps you connect with people and people connect with you. So have a look at Instagram stories too and see what you can do with that for your own blog. Now Pinterest is another great channel for driving traffic to people's blogs. A great way to think of Pinterest actually is not so much as a social media channel, because you don't really have that kind of commenting and social element to it. I'm not sure that even comments are allowed anymore. But instead, more of a search engine. In fact, it's a huge search engine, and it really does have the potential to drive an awful lot of traffic to your site. So if Pinterest is your thing, then go and check that out. And again, it's a case of thinking about how you want to set up your boards, how that's going to look to your readers, keeping your brand in mind, creating pins that are going to be visually engaging, make use of Canva again that I showed you in the last module, and elements of SEO, so search engine optimization, which again we talked about last module, really work for Pinterest because it is more like a search engine. So when you're writing your pin descriptions, think about those keywords that people might be searching for, and make sure that you're including those. Joining group boards is key with Pinterest, because that's how you reach new people. So look at where you can join group boards in your niche, and start posting on those too. Now with Pinterest, you want to be posting more like 10 to 20 times a day if you can. Now when you're just starting out, you may be kind of thinking, well, I only have a couple of posts, how am I going to do that? You can repost other people's content, but also you can post your own stuff more than once. So don't feel like once you've posted it, that's it. You can never post it again. You can keep reposting that content, but spread it out throughout the day, so you're not just kind of spamming someone's wall with all of your 20 pins, at the same time. So perhaps do sort of 4 or 5 at a time, and then kind of spread them out through the day. Now with Pinterest, it's great to be able to use a scheduling service so that you're not having to constantly go back throughout the day. None of us have that time, especially if you are working and you can't really do it in the middle of the day or whenever it is that you work. So make the use of the two main schedulers that people use are Board Booster and Tailwind for Pinterest. So check those out. I actually have just started using Tailwind and I'm quite enjoying it. I find it quite good, but it's early days yet, so I'll keep you posted. But yeah, so Pinterest is another great one for driving traffic, so go and check that one out too. And then lastly, Twitter is the last one I wanted to cover in this particular module. So Twitter is more of a kind of definitely more of an engagement one, where you have that kind of back and forth. People can engage you in a conversation, and that's what people are looking for in Twitter. So don't be tempted to just go and link drop. I feel slightly hypocritical saying that, because at the moment that's exactly what I do with Twitter, but the reason for that is because Twitter is not one of the channels I'm focusing on. So my main channels that I'm focusing on are Facebook, just starting to do more of Instagram, and then of course I have my YouTube element as well. So I'm not really focusing on Twitter. I don't see that as a massive channel for my business just yet. But I still want to have a presence there, so I do go and kind of put my links every time I publish a new post. I'll go and put links there. just to have that kind of presence. But if you're focusing on Twitter as one of your main channels, you want to get more engaged. You want to mix up your content. So posting your own content, retweeting other people's content, and engaging in conversations, commenting on the things that are trending and linking it back to your own niche where you can. With hashtags, you probably only want 1 or 2 hashtags for Twitter. Apart from anything else, you won't have room for many more because of the character limit. So yeah, those are the key things to think for Twitter. So I hope that's helped give you some inspiration for your social media strategy. The key message I want to leave you with is just not to spread yourself too thin too early. Facebook, one other channel, is all you need to focus on. If you put all your efforts into those, you will get so much more momentum, so much faster than if you try to focus on all of them at once. And then gradually, as you really sort of build that focus on one channel and really kind of nail that one, you can then start to kind of spread your wings out to the others. So I hope that was helpful, and I will see you in lesson 2.